You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. Death of people. Death. 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 But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
Good evening and welcome to DRM News. Tonight, we dive into a heated diplomatic showdown that's got South Africans fired up. US President Donald Trump's claims of a so-called white genocide in South Africa have been met with fierce pushback from President Cyril Ramaphosa and everyday citizens. Let's break it down.
These are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. 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 You do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people.
The tense exchange at the White House has ignited a firestorm of reactions here in Johannesburg. South Africans are calling out Trump's claims as not just false, but a deliberate attempt to paint their country in a bad light.
I think it was the right call. South Africa is a country on its own. I don't think we need to explain ourselves to USA, to US. Whatever they think about South Africa, he should have just let it be. We know where we stand. We, as South Africans, we know there's no white genocide. So for me, it was a pointless exercise.
Trump's narrative stems from debunked allegations of widespread killings of white farmers and land seizures. South Africa does face a high murder rate, one of the highest globally. But data shows the overwhelming majority of victims are black, not white. So why is Trump pushing this story?
There is no white genocide in South Africa, and I think there are sentiments from the public that Ramaphosa should have asserted that more clearly instead of trying to divert the conversation towards trade and investment and high crime levels. I think that Trump is focusing on white genocide because there are white South Africans in his ear claiming that this is going on when it is not going on. I think also we have to accept that Trump isn't a fan of any country outside of the United States of America, and any opportunity that he gets to make allegations or to slander those countries, he will use that as a way to assert his control as a president. It's quite worrying, but the comfort we have in that is that we are not the only country who has been on the receiving end of allegations or an ambush, and so I think we have to just get comfortable with this uncomfortable position that the US is finding itself in, but is also putting other countries in. Although it might appear like a useless exercise in front of a powerful world leader who only wants to believe what he wants to believe, it is important for us to make the effort so that history records that this was not a one-sided issue or affair, and we stood up for ourselves in the best way that we know how.
Ramaphosa did a good thing to try and go and explain, because now there's a bad picture painted. Now we are the type of people who and whatnot. Meanwhile, they were the ones who were oppressing us.
For many, Ramaphosa's decision to confront Trump head-on was a bold move to defend South Africa's image as the rainbow nation, a country striving for unity after decades of apartheid's scars.
It's amazing what he did, because really those Americans, I think especially me, personally, I think Donald Trump, he thinks is a leader of the whole world. So I think what he did, Cyril Ramaphosa, to prove them that we don't have no separation in this country. We believe as South Africans. That's why we call ourselves the Rainbow Nation. So come on, we wouldn't be killing one another. We are the most peaceful nation we'll ever come across in the whole world.
Ramaphosa didn't go to Washington empty-handed. He brought heavyweights like golfers Ernie Els and Retief Goosen and billionaire Johan Rupert to show Trump that white South Africans are thriving, not under siege. But the meeting wasn't without tension.
What does it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the president. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that. It will be.
Our president will respond to you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends.
I think that Ramaphosa still holds us in high regard as ordinary South Africans. If he didn't, he wouldn't have employed that strategy, and he could have gone in there and been dismissed, which at times he was. He wasn't allowed to fully answer and articulate himself. We even had a South African journalist shouting across the room, "Can you let Ramaphosa respond?" Right? So if we felt tense watching that as South Africans, imagine what it was like in the room, which proves that his strategy was on point to get people into the room who Donald Trump is likely to listen to. And as we saw live, he did listen to those people.
This isn't the first time Trump has targeted a foreign leader with inflammatory claims. Just months ago, he ambushed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky with similar tactics. For South Africans, Ramaphosa's response wasn't just about debunking a myth. It was about defending national pride.
And forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to...
Count one.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
We are staying in our country, staying strong. From the very beginning of the war, we've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't been alone.
Cabinet,
you haven't been alone. We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and your men are brave, but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have our military equipment, our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again, just say thank you.
I said a lot of times thank you to American people.